Hey Aquarius, I'm Empress Rose and welcome to this week's reading. These are general readings, so take what works for you, leave what doesn't. And all of my cards are very thoroughly pre-shuffled and prepared and prayed over. It just is a bit of a process, so it's not the most interesting to watch. So we're going to start with the Oracle of Mystical Moments deck, which I'll use as an intuitive, I'll take an intuitive reading from this and I'll use it as a guide for the rest of the reading. All right, what does Aquarius need to know? What does Aquarius need? What would be most useful for Aquarius to know this week? Okay, most useful for Aquarius to know this week. Okay, I can take 4. 4 is bordering on too much, but is not quite. Oh boy. Oh, Aquarius. Oh dear. Oh my gosh, you got this one a couple weeks ago. All right, first we have the Art of Seduction. Although I love a good seduction as anybody else, this card gives me the willies. This is like, does it this time? It's not giving me the willies this time. There's a real yin-yang vibe to this couple. Like, and there's a passion. There's a growing passion. I think that there's a mutual seduction going on here. I think she's really trying to seduce him, but look at his finger. He's doing a little seducing himself. So, although it looks imbalanced and can sometimes read as imbalanced to me, my intuitive reading today for Aquarius is that it's not terrible. That it might be a little uncomfortable. I feel a little uncomfortable, but not much. There is a mutuality here. He's enjoying being seduced and she's enjoying seducing. So if they're both happy, why not? But I guess the thing that concerns me is there's this Eva card. This is the only card in this deck that really talks about deception, lies, things that aren't as they seem. And I guess that's what concerns me. She looks like a flower, but she's actually just snakes. So there's some sort of like female presence that looks beautiful, looks gorgeous, definitely belongs in the garden that you're in, but there's some treachery going on here. There's some, she doesn't look like what she seems. She seems really, beautiful, peaceful, serene, but she is not. She is a roiling mass of snakes. That's the only, but it doesn't necessarily have to do with lies. It just has to do with something not being what it seems. I mean, I don't see her. She's not sitting there going, I am a flower. She's like just standing there. And if you want to take it as a flower, take it as a flower. If you don't, well, then maybe you're looking a little closer. So also, I'm wondering about this card now too, is this amount of attention she's paying to him and he's not paying it back. He's looking out. So what's interesting is that my first vibe of this card it was not good. And then I got like a good vibe, like, oh, this is going on okay. And then with this Eva card, I'm sort of not getting a good vibe anymore from this card. Like something here isn't as it seems, which is fine if both people are aware of it and it doesn't seem that way to other people. So we'll see where this goes. Then we have new directions. You're sort of taking off. I mean, you were in this, oh, look at, we have these two balloon things here. And so you were up in this balloon and you were going somewhere with your friends. And then you were like, you know what? I think there's even something else. I'm going to take everything just a step further. We all went in this crazy dandelion balloon here trip. in a top hat. So a lot of ideas going on here, and you went along with your friends with some ideas, and then now this is you're taken off into a totally new direction. I mean, this was kind of a crazy idea, and now this is like an even crazier idea, and you're way out there with this dandelion, but it's a seed, so there's some sort of like inspiration here. There is going to be a new life that comes from this. There's going to be a new thing that happens. It's a new adventure for you, a whole new, like, this seed's gonna go somewhere and it's gonna plant itself somewhere, and you're gonna have a whole new adventure that you can't even see from here. You can't even see it. You're just like, oh, I'm having a good time. My friends and I are sharing some ideas. We've got these ideas we're playing with, and then you take one of those ideas and you just move, you just go. The wind's going to take you someplace. Like, the wind is sort of, things outside of your control are going to come through and take you. And you know what, this balloon this idea, this balloon that they all think is safe, look, it's being disintegrated. It's disintegrating before their very eyes. And you've seen your opportunity and you're taking it, and you're heading off into, you don't even know where, and you're not actually in charge of the direction. You've just seen an opportunity and you're taking it. And this is sort of a promise that something's gonna grow out of this. Something is really gonna come to life eventually out of this. Right now you're in sort of this limbo state of, you might be like, what have I done? But this thing was falling apart. This thing was getting blown to pieces here. So it wasn't really going to be secure. It looks like it's more secure than you hanging out here. Can you see that? You're like flying off right there. It looks more secure, but it's really not, because look, it's just falling apart completely. And so you've gotten on the life raft. This is the Titanic. It's going down. Seemed like a good idea at the time, and you've gotten on the life raft, and it's going to take you someplace, and you're going to live. You're going to survive. And then we have Miss Sunshine. You got this one recently. This is you flipped the narrative. You were in a very dark place. There was a lot of self-reflection there. And then you were somehow able to flip it around. So you've got this house down here, and you still have that house. That house is still with you. You're not leaving this dark place behind. You're taking it with you, though. You're going up towards the light. You're going up towards something very inspired, and you're being brought there by forces beyond that you can't see. See, she's holding on to something here, and I'm assuming it's a balloon, and it's pulling her up there. So there's a lot of forces that you're not in control of and you can't see, but they're bringing you forward, and they're bringing you to a really beautiful spot. And hopefully they're bringing you away from this sort of this evil, deceptive energy, this seduction. Is this a place you want to leave? I don't know. Okay, we're going to get to the Santa Muerte reading now, the main reading. Again, these have been very thoroughly shuffled. All right, Aquarius, this is your past, this is your present, this is your internal landscape, this is the issue you face, this is your environment, your to-do list, your possible outcome. All right. Oh my gosh, everybody's gotten this card today in different places and positions. So this is the 10 of Pentacles. And this is exactly why I like to thoroughly shuffle. I want to know that the cards coming out are the cards that need to come out and aren't because I was lazy. Okay, so this is the 10 of Pentacles. This is this is a village, this is a farm that is completely dilapidated. It has been fully used up. This dirt has been used. This is the farming vibe. This is the farm vibe. And this is the farming suit of this deck. And this land, this very physical place, has been completely used up. So this is the completion of the suit. It reads very differently in this deck than in other decks. But I understand this reading more than I understand the readings in other decks. I understand this card. This is a completion. You've gotten all the coins, all the pentacles you can out of the situation. You've gotten everything you can possibly get out of the situation. It's time to move forward, and it's time to get new dirt under your feet. It's time for new land a new farm, a new season. It's time for something completely new and different. So this is a completion of a very physical thing, a money-making venture, a home. Something very physical is having a major transformation, and this happened in your recent past. So it was a major transformation. Maybe this was you realizing that this balloon was bullshit and was falling apart in the wind, and it wasn't going to sustain you anymore. So that's the same vibe from this isn't going to sustain you anymore. It gave you everything it had, everything, and the major transformation needs to happen. In your present situation, you have the Two of Swords. This is needing to cut something out, but not having the right tool. Your scissors is not put together right. The blades point outward here and not together. They can't work together. So this is a situation where you need to cut something out, but you don't quite have what you need to cut it out. And that could be a choice that you've made consciously, or a blind spot, a situation you can't see. Maybe we're talking about this Eva energy of, this looks like a scissors, but it's really not a scissors. So there's something that looks like it's gonna work to cut what you need to cut, but you're not ready to. You got to fix something about this situation. It looks like a scissors. It's not a scissors. This looks like a flower. It is not a flower. So there's something in your situation right now that looks like it's going to work, but it's really not. It's not working. It's not going to work for what you want it for. You know that. You know that on a deep level. You're choosing not to see it. You know that this is not a flower. You know this isn't a flower. You're choosing not to see it for whatever reason. And I believe that denial, this is sort of a denial card. You think you have a scissors, but you don't, and you know you don't, because every time you pick it up, you cut your hand. Okay, but denial is a super important self-preservation thing. It prevents us from seeing something we're just not ready to see, and that's okay. You know, get ready to see it. That's your job right now. If you're stuck in a situation and you don't quite have the tools to transform it, to move it to something else, like you know this is done. Denial is crazy. It's so fascinating, because some part of us really knows what's going on, and then there's this other part of us that's like, but I don't have the tools to deal with that, so why even face that? I don't have what I need. So to me, the point of this card is like, gather what you need, get the counseling, get the advice, get the financial advisor, get the whatever it is that you need. Just keep growing, and you'll be able to turn this sort of denial situation around when you're ready, when you have the tools. I mean, because what's the point of seeing something in your life if you have no way of changing it, or you don't feel like you don't yet have a way of changing it? So oftentimes my denial veil is lifted when I finally have the tool to fix the situation. Then it's like, oh, okay, now I can see the situation, because now I have what it takes internally or whatever to fix it. I can do that now. So I don't want to be critical of being in a denial situation where you could change something, but you're choosing not to, because I think that can be a really important way to not go crazy with like knowing you have to change something, but not having the proper tools to do it. So this is saying something inside you instinctively knows exactly what to cut out, and that you need to cut it out. But there's another part of you that is staying in blindness, and that might be for a reason. But that this card comes out, it's calling you out of that blindness and calling you out of that denial. So here's your internal landscape. Wow, okay, sure. You got the Nine of Cups. So this is your full treasure chest. You've got what you need here. This is internally, you have discovered a treasure trove of everything you ever wanted. I think this flipped the narrative. Like you are heading into the light. You are heading into the light, and you have your heart full. You have what you need. Your heart has what you need. Your treasure chest is full. You've opened it. All you're doing is getting to the other shore. Yeah, there's some open water out here that you're going to need to cross, but you're going quickly to home, to your home, where this treasure will finally, you're going to land, and as soon as you land, you're going to have a sense of safety of this treasure is yours. It is yours. And this is saying you know, you are heading towards the light. You're heading towards this other shore. You figured something out. You flipped your narrative. You figured something out, and you had it, and you have it. So this is your internal thing, and that you have this treasure chest. You have it, and you're going to get there, and you're internally starting to like understand where you're going, and understand that you have this fullness. You have some sort of peace, some sort of emotional fulfillment has occurred, and you're starting to see that you have it, and it's taking you someplace. So in your issue, what prevents you, okay, we have this Four of Wands. So we have a leveling up that's not happening. So the Four of Wands is sort of a leveling up, like her pots are planted, she's brought her wares to the market, she's got her treasure chest here, she's ready to receive. So that's the upright meaning, and in this position I take the not upright meaning, which means that you have not brought your wares to the market, you have not leveled up, you're not ready to sell, you're not quite ready for this leveling up that's here. You're not quite ready for the commitment. You're not doing it yet. And that's blocking you, or that's an issue that you need to deal with. I mean, I think it's actually honestly the same as this thing. Is this some part of you knows that what needs to be done and is not doing it. And in this one, it's a similar thing where you need to level up, but you're not quite doing that. You're not quite ready for that. So, all right. So then in your environment, what's around you is the Seven of Cups. So there's careful choosing, a lot of choices going on around you, a lot of options of what to do. There's some heartbreak here. There's some divine timing. I'm seeing a similar raying situation. There's a light that's coming in, that's coming towards you, a dawning. And there's decisions that need to be made, and they're pretty overwhelming. There's a lot of overwhelming decisions here. You want to pick the one that's already growing, that's already got the potted plant. Here she's selling her potted plants at market. Here he's holding the potted plants. This is the only one that's got the plant already in the pot. The rest are empty pots. So there's a picking, you know, and I think this card is really encouraging to pick something that's already growing. Don't pick the dead thing, or don't pick the thing that doesn't have what you need in it. Pick the thing that does have what you need, the thing that's going to give you the growth that you want. Pick growth, I think, is what this is saying. But in your environment, there's some sort of decision going on, and one of these choices is going to help you grow, and the other choices are just pretty things, are fine, but one of them is clearly going to help you grow, and you know that, or you will know that when this sword gets put together properly. So in your to-do list is this Seven of Wands. This is very rapid growth. It does leave a bit of a shadow behind, but this is just extremely rapid, passionate growth. I mean, this forest grew and went straight to fall. It went very quickly. There was a very rapid growth. So this is asking you to really grow. I see the same thing here in this, like, this whatever's pulling her up is going to pull her up pretty fast. So so there's some rapid growth, and you're supposed to engage in that growth and grow quickly. It's asking you to grow quickly. And then in your possible outcome, we have the Chariot. This is a very similar thing to this. This is the Chariot is this success, this fast arrival to where you want to go. We have sort of these like bridesmaids all lined up here, and then your chariot waits. You have your little butler there by the chariot, and he's pulling it back, and he's saying, come into this chariot. There's an angel that's protecting this journey. This is a rapid, protected journey. This is one of the possible outcomes. So as you're looking at, you know, what you need to cut out, you need to understand that this is possible. This really rapid growth and this rapid movement towards where you want to go. I mean, I feel like we've got a similar vibe here with your chariot away. It's like this thing's falling apart, but you're grabbing onto this chariot, and who knows where the wind's going to take this. And this is saying the wind's going to take it someplace great. It's going to be a protected journey. You're going to get there. And that's what I'm getting from this card too, is this, like, you've grabbed onto something, a piece of this thing that's falling apart, and it is going to take you someplace fertile, where you're going to plant some seeds and you're going to grow. So this is a similar vibe with this Chariot card. It's time. It's go time. Move forward, and it's going to be quickly. It's going to be very quick. Sometimes I get a time machine vibe off of this Chariot, like, step into my time machine. I'm going to move you to the future real fast, faster than you thought possible. All right, so Aquarius, I hope that was helpful for you. And one thing that's helpful for me is if you like, subscribe, and comment, because it helps my little baby channel grow and get some traction, and I really appreciate that. So I hope you have a good week. Thanks for watching.